Hi everybody, my name is Rachel Sumner and I am the host of tonight's Club Passim live stream. In a few moments, Dave Richardson will treat us to a set of live music and celebrate his release of his new record, Palms to Pines. I'm so excited for that, but before we get to that, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about Club Passim and our mission. Club Passim is a nonprofit organization that's been around for over 60 years, and in normal times we put on music shows practically every night of the year in an intimate little basement in Harvard Square located in Cambridge, Massachusetts. The club itself has been dark since last March, but we've managed to move everything online, all of our programming, including shows like these, and classes and workshops. We've got speaking of classes, we've got workshops coming up as a part of our Down Home at Home Bluegrass Festival. On Saturday, April 17th, we've got Bella White teaching a songwriting workshop. That will go live tomorrow. You can buy tickets for that starting tomorrow. And then on Sunday, April 18th, we've got Stash Weislach, the great Stash Weislach, teaching how to construct a guitar solo in bluegrass. That is on sale right now, so definitely check that out at passim.org/classes. We post everything there, and we'll have our spring 2 semester go on sale next Friday. So keep your eyes peeled for that because we've got some great offerings coming up. I want to tell you a little bit about the Pair Fund that we have going on. If you want to donate to the Pair Fund, it's the Passim Emergency Artist Relief Fund. We've collected and given out over $100,000 in donations and in grants to artists during this really troubled time, and it's been keeping a lot of people afloat. It's been amazing to see the support that we have in our community, and it's been really wonderful to be able to support our musical family. So if you do want to check that out and donate, go to passim.org/pairfund, and we thank you in advance for anything you can donate there. We are suggesting, if you're watching the show, we are suggesting a donation for the show of $18. It's a ticket price. It's what you'd pay if you were seeing Dave in the club. So if you want to donate to go and support Dave and Passim, go to passim.org/stream, and there's a donate link in the middle of the page right there, and that's what you can do. Keep in mind the pandemic has been affecting artists particularly hard since touring income has been completely depleted. So these online shows are pretty much the way that musicians are making their living right now. So please do go to passim.org/stream and donate to support Dave as he shares his craft with us. If you can't donate right now, we understand times are tough. There are other meaningful ways that you can show support. The easiest and maybe the biggest one right now in this moment that you can do is sharing this stream with your friends and your family. So take a moment, hit that share button if you're on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, copy that link, text it to your family and your friends. This makes a huge impact on our ability to reach an audience and to increase donations and to get good music in their ears. So do that right now for me, please. Thank you. Sign up for artist email lists and follow them on social media. I know Dave is on Instagram, and I'm sure he'll talk to you a little bit more about how you can find him on all of those platforms. And then also follow and listen to artists on streaming platforms. It does help. So this is likely, we're rounding the corner. It seems like there's a light ahead, but this is still the situation right now, and we don't really know how long it's going to last, and we just need to do everything we can to keep supporting the artists that bring so much richness to our community. So please, if you can, donate at passim.org/stream. Thank you so much in advance for that. Tonight we are celebrating the release of Palms to Pines, which is a new album. It just came out today. You can find it everywhere, but if you want your dollar to go further, allow me to direct you to Dave's Bandcamp. I'm going to post a link in the chat. Oh, look, Matt Smith already he beat me to it. I'm posting a link to Dave's Bandcamp in the chat. Bandcamp is doing this wonderful thing where they're waiving all of their fees on all purchases made today before midnight. So after this show, go to Bandcamp, buy the new record, and support Dave. I am so excited for this show. I hope you guys are too. Allow me to introduce Dave Richardson to you all. Enjoy.
Hi, everybody. Thank you all for being here. And thank you, Rachel, for being here and being a part of Passim and for that lovely introduction. I am so happy to have this new record out into the world, Palms to Pines. As Rachel said, it came out today. It's been a long road, and I'm so happy to get to share these songs with you all, and so thankful to be doing this tonight through Passim. If you have heard my music before or know me at all, you know how important Passim is to me as a person and as a musician. I've been going to shows there for almost 20 years now, and it's such a magical spot. I so wish that I could be in the same room with everybody who's here watching, playing to a nice big full crowd, with a full band, playing with the folks that helped me make this record. And I don't want to dwell too much on that because I want to be here in the present moment, but I can't help but feel a little wistful for that. So I wrote this song really recently, within the past few weeks here, about singing with other people and missing that experience. So I thought I'd start out the show with this brand new song and work through some of those feels and then get into the record. So this song is called Lean In Close. My voice is lonely. It only gets the melody. I sure miss your harmony. How I wish you could be singing with me. Blend in gently like the blue of the sky to the green of the sea. Lean in close, we'll find our way through every note. There's no connection like parallel thirds descending. Oh, with intention feels better than whatever you were expecting. Blend in gently like the blue of the sky to the green of the sea. Lean in close, we'll find our way through every note. Ooh. Blend in gently like the blue of the sky to the green of the sea. Lean in close, we'll find our way in every note. My voice is lonely. All right. So, gotten my sads out, and I'm just going to be present from here on in. So thankful to be playing this show. Thankful to be doing it from here, from my house. I live in Vermont, a little town called Windsor, Vermont, and I love it here. So I'm happy to be here, and happy for you all to be here too. I was thinking about how kind of special it is to have this album release show from home, because this is where almost all of the songs were written, and so much of the work of this album happened in this place. So in a way, it feels right to be here sharing these songs with you all. So let's get into it. Oh, nice. Thanks for being here, Annie and Summer and Chuck and Matt. Good to see you all in the chat. Thanks, Rachel. And Brian. Good to see you too. Hope you're doing well. All right, so we're going to dive into the new record. It's called Palms to Pines. I recorded it last March, right as everything was starting to get pretty scary. I had a week in the studio booked, had been booked months and months in advance for at Dimension Sound Studios in Boston, and the time approached and COVID started being a thing, and me and my band, which I'll talk about throughout the night, decided we would press on and do what we, follow every safety protocol that was recommended, but be in the studio together. So we were there from, I think, the 16th to the 21st of March, recorded all these songs, and then over the ensuing months mixed the songs from home. It's been a journey. So it feels so good to have it out in the world. So I'm going to move from track 1 to track 12 in order. This is the first track, a song called Keep Trying. I know it feels like you gotta do all the heavy lifting every time we're talking, and I hope you know that it's not about you. I'm stuck in my own head 24/7, and I really am interested. So tell me some more about it. Sometimes you'll find me sitting alone, close to the action, watching it happen. And sometimes I'd rather be at home with my earbuds in, closed off from everything. But I'm always glad I came, and I'm gonna keep trying. Ooh, 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 I'm gonna keep trying. Turns out it doesn't get less hard when I'm not practicing human interaction. And now I can tell when I'm going too far. Feels like I'm straying towards total isolation. I really love you all, and I'm gonna keep trying. I really love you all, and I'm gonna keep trying. Ooh, 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 I'm gonna keep, sing it with me. Ooh, I'm gonna keep trying. Ooh, I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep trying. that's a song about social anxiety and about checking myself when it feels like I'm straying towards isolation, which took on a whole different meaning this past year. Yeah, it's funny how time changes songs. All right. Well, there goes the tuner. Thank y'all for singing with me in that last chorus. I know that you did. I could hear you even though I couldn't hear you. So we're moving on to song 2. A song called Bright Phoebus, a song I did not write. The only track on the album that is not a Dave Richardson original. It's a song by Mike Watterson. Mike Watterson was a member of the Wattersons, an amazing folk sibling trio group from they started recording in the 60s and did all traditional material. Super amazing song collectors and singers. And then 2 of the Wattersons, Lal and Mike, started writing original songs, and they put out this one perfect album in the early 70s called Bright Phoebus. If you haven't heard that record, it can be a little tricky to track down, but you can do it. And it's just, every song on there is such a gem, and I really love singing this song. It feels so good, so I wanted to put it on the record so people who have heard of me and maybe haven't heard the Wattersons would get to learn this song. So this is Bright Phoebus. Today, bright Phoebus, she smiled down on me for the very first time. For the very first time, she smiled on me. Today, bright Phoebus, she smiled down on me for the very first time. For the very first time, she smiled on me. No more clouds, no more rain, gone the clouds. She smiled again. Today, bright Phoebus, she smiled down on me for the very first time. For the very first time, she smiled on me. This morning cockerel crowed and he woke me for the very first time. For the very first time he crowed for me. He flapped his wings and he strutted around for me for the very first time. For the very first time he crowed for me. No more clouds, no more rain, gone the clouds. She smiled again. Today, bright Phoebus, she smiled down on me for the very first time. For the very first time, she smiled, she smiled, she smiled on me. All right. Well, there's Bright Phoebus. So before we move on to track 3, I want to invite a special guest to join the stream tonight. I'm so excited to have Valerie Thompson.
Okay.
Hey, Val.
Hey!
How are you?
I'm pretty good. I have to admit. I'm surviving the New England, hey, it's spring, hey, it's winter, hey, it's spring, hey, it's winter again.
Yeah.
But, you just have to keep those wool socks on for a little bit longer here.
I literally have a pair on tonight. I woke up this morning and it was snow. It was snow covering the ground. But that's why I live here.
Yay, it's so great. It's so great to hear this music.
Thank you. I wanted Val to be here today because she's awesome and she plays on a bunch of songs on the record. Val, I think you played on half of the songs on the album, 6 songs in one marathon session day in the studio. And it was a magical day. It was just so great to have you there, and so great to have your playing on the record.
It was really great to be asked. I still think about Dave came down about a month before. So I live in Cambridge, like stumbling distance, sort of like a 20-minute walk from Club Passim. And Dave came down. It was kind of a rainy day, I think in February. And I just really appreciate that that he could put up with my joyfulness, because in our rehearsal, like we'd finish a song and I'd be like, all right, let's do it again. I'm going to try this. And then we'd get through and I'd be like, yeah. And it's just like, my enthusiasm is real. I just think playing music is that great. And I'm so excited to be able to do it again soon and someday play this music with you.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. That was a magical day too. It was so fun getting to like work out these arrangements with you, just sitting on the couch and playing the songs over and over again. And it was, that was a blast.
Yeah.
A few people have heard the record. A bunch more people hopefully will hear it now that it's out. And I like, the cello is the star. Like it just is. I've gotten so much good feedback from everybody. And it's all I can talk about. I love your playing, and I love your playing on these songs. It's just really special.
It's funny because I'm my own worst critic, and I've been participating in the 100 Days Practice Challenge.
Yeah. Right,
which is a thing kind of like visual artists have been doing it for ages, but Hilary Hahn has been spearheading it kind of for musicians. And it's so funny because I hear the album and I'm so jazzed about it, and I'm like, oh, I would do this differently this time, or which this is not what people are supposed to talk about. Like musicians aren't supposed to talk about it, but for me, it's just so it's so exciting to think about like that moment then and where we are now and where we hopefully, like as individual humans and dare I say a society, could go. Fingers crossed.
Yes.
And so it's really great. It brings back that moment when we were playing and like together in the studio, but then also I'm just like, I want to do it some more. I want to do it again. Ah!
Totally. Yeah. That's an interesting thing about this particular work, is that it is so rooted in that time. For me, it probably, who knows what people will listen to it and think, but like for me and for you and the other folks that were there making it, it's just, it's wild. It was a wild time. And I can totally relate to that feeling of hearing yourself on a recording and thinking about things that you would do differently, because we all grow and change.
Right.
But I also think that's what's special about a recording, is that it captures that second.
Yeah. And I think there are, there's so many moments on the album, like not to tell everyone to go buy the album right now, but you probably should. But there's so many moments there, these like Keep Trying is this big anthemic moment. Then we have these like really small, like there are these small intimate moments, but like Dave, I think you're such a master at completely different small intimate moments, right? And yeah, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give anything away, but like they're just like there's such delight, like the treasure of intimate moments that you can get into through Dave's lens is really exciting, I think.
Thanks, Val.
He's gonna be like, that's the last time I ask you to pop on here, and then I have to be subjected to compliments. But
it's a lot, and that's what I love about you, is that you're a lot of joy and a lot of just magic. I'm so thankful to know you.
Me too, to you, and to everybody tuning in. Thank you guys for being a home for so many of us.
Yes. All right, well, thank you, Val. Thank you for being here. Go listen to Val's music. Go find Goli, Goli, Val's duo.
Yeah.
You folks made some amazing music, and of course your work with Laura Cortese and the dance cards. Go find that music. It's Bandcamp Friday.
Bandcamp Friday. Right.
All right. Thanks, Val. That was special. That was really special. All right. Well, yeah, I'm so thankful that Val could drop in for a minute, and like I said, so thankful that her beautiful playing appears on this album. And this next song, track 3, is a song called "Apology to Mouse," recently deceased, and that's a song that's rooted in this particular place. You can imagine. Just envision this particular space when you're hearing these words. And Val plays beautiful cello on this song. All right. To whom it may concern, I must apologize for having caused your death. It wasn't personal, I'm sure you understand, and if you do not understand, then please allow me to explain. A fellow makes his home as a fortress to protect at all costs, and when that boundary is crossed, the instinct to defend kicks in. You gained entry uninvited, under cover of the night, seeking food and warmer climes. Those were your crimes, and while I suppose it's true that we have a room and scraps of food to spare, one can lead to 2. And 2 can lead to 20 pretty soon. I am not running a zoo. If I could talk and you could listen, I would have tried employing reason, but there's just no getting through. I took no joy in ending you, and wish I didn't have to. Did I have to? Did I have to? You fell for my trap. You came in for a snack, and there you broke your neck. I hope that it was quick. All right. Yes, I was hoping that the kitty would make an appearance in the stream, so I could have people guests and cat guests, and I was gonna pick her up and show you to the screen, but she has finally settled down 2 feet from my foot, so I'm not gonna move her. But Ada is her name, and she is an amazing mouse catcher. I am thankful for all the work that she does to keep our house, to reduce the population. All right. This next song is called My Friends, and I'll let you guess what it's about. My friends are anxious, they sit and wring their hands, think no one understands, I think I understand. My friends are strong and brave, I sit and watch amazed, and when they come off stage, they wave the praise away. Not stereotypes, just types. Tell the truth, soothe the bite in the notes they sing, in the words they write. My friends are sensitive. They'll take whatever you give. They'll hold it and let it steep and sing it back for you to keep. My friends all disappear and reemerge in weeks or years to tell you all they've learned, who they loved and what they burned. Not stereotypes, just types. Tell the truth, soothe the bite in the notes they sing and the words they write. We will sing until the embers burn out. We will play until the embers burn out. We will sing until the embers burn out. We will play until the embers burn out. All right. Oh, thanks, Bob. Thanks for being here. And Chiz and Lucy, it's so good to see you in the chat. Thanks, Lucy. I know Lucy from Miles of Music Camp, and that last song, My Friends, is kind of inspired by the folks I met at Miles of Music Camp. If you don't know about Miles of Music, you should Google Miles of Music Camp. Passim is very involved in Miles of Music, and I met Rachel there. I met Val there. It's a really special place. All right, this song is called Honey Leaf. It touches on maple syrup, the process of making maple syrup, which is something that is it's maple syrup time in Vermont. This year, I guess, was a pretty tough year for folks up here. The temperatures have to be just right during the day, and during the night there has to be like a certain fluctuation for it to be really good for the sap to run, and this is a little tricky, like everything else this past year. But this is a nice, sweet, easy song. Trees make sweet sap, bucket and grab a tap. Take time and boil it down. Bottle it up and pass it around. Baby, you're sweeter than a maple tree. Maple tree. Ah, baby, you're prettier than a maple leaf. Maple leaf. Bees swarming all around. Buzz a buzzing. Oh, what a sound. Scoop the honey out of the comb. Bottle it up and bring it on home. Ah, baby, you're sweeter than a honey tree. Honey tree. Ah, baby, you're prettier than a honey bee. Honey bee. Ah, baby, you're sweeter than a maple bee. Maple bee. Ah, baby, you're prettier than a honey leaf. Honey leaf. All right, that's Honey Leaf. That song, the album version, features Val and Emily Muir singing harmony vocals. Ariel Bernstein plays drums on the record, and for this song he played the cardboard box. Some brushes on a cardboard box, it sounds perfect. And Grace Ward plays bass all over the record, including on this song. Yeah, Honey Leaf. All right, this next song is a very homey song. It's very apropos to be sharing this particular song here. This song is about home. I wrote it about 8 feet that way out on the back porch. This song is called Garden House. I love this garden and I love this house. The rain sounds lovely as it's coming down on the garden, coming down on the house. And it's still so early in this little town. Can you hear the rain from inside your sleep? In our bed upstairs tucked between the sheets. You love the rain and you love your sleep. And I know when you wake, you will wake happy. How can I decide when it's time to come inside and leave the big back porch where it's cool and dry? I will only listen to your coffee cup when it's empty and asking to be filled back up. I love this garden and I love this house. I cry a little thinking about it now. Thinking about the garden, thinking about the house, and this life we're living, you and I, my love. This life we're living, you and I, my love. Well, that's Garden House. Emily, so glad to see you in the chat. Miss you. All right, so that's song 6. So I did not press this album to vinyl, or haven't done it yet, but I definitely conceived of the album as having a side 1 and a side 2. And so if there was a side 1 and a side 2, that would be the last track on the first side. So it's time to flip the conceptual record over. So yeah, take a 20-second break, shake it out. I wanted to just show off the beautiful cover art to the new album, Palms to Pines. This picture was taken by Sarah Porter, a fellow Vermonter, an amazing photographer, and Mariel Vandersteel, friend to Passim, friend to Laura Cortese and the dance cards, did the artwork, and I really am so happy with the way that it came out. It's just a beautiful representation of the music, I think. I really, really love the CD particularly. So if you still have something to play CDs on, you can get this at Bandcamp, Dave-Richardson.bandcamp.com. I've got copies there for sale, and you can also get it digitally. And you can find it anywhere you like to stream. Was I going to mention anything else during the break? I don't think so. I think let's keep on moving. So moving on to side 2, track 1. This is a song called Flashlight. And this features, the album version features some harmonies from Lauren Balthrop, another friend to Passim, and a friend to me. All right. You are a rabbit grazing on clover. You boil over. You are a mess. Why am I smiling? Because you make me. You hold and you shake me again. You are the future, barreling forward. You are the water, angry and still. When I'm excited, I think you like that. You hand me a flashlight and open the door. Ooh. You are a rock, quartz or a diamond. I'm just rhyming. You're not a rock, but I am a stone. You have collected, polished, protected. I shine for you. Ooh. All right. Well, that's that song. This next one is called Love for Love, track 8. This is a song that I adapted from an old English ballad called The False Lover Won Back. That's one among many of the titles. And I really love some of the lines, some of the lyrics in that ballad, but the overall sort of message of the ballad didn't appeal to me like a lot of old English ballads, looking back on them with 2021 vision. They sit a little differently. So I took the lines that I liked and I wrote sort of a new story around them and set it to a new tune, and I call it Love for Love. The sun shines high upon the hill and low down in the trees. In the place where my love lives, the sun never disappears. I'm gonna go for a ride, and when will I return? When the heathered hills have burned 9 times and all grows green again. It's love for love that I do want, love for love again. It's hard that I like you so well and you not me again. The first town I come to reveals a cloudless sky, the very shade of vibrant blue to match my true love's eyes. The next town I come to, a field of sunflowers blossom there. The blooms, they radiate a hue to match her golden hair. Oh, it's love for love that I do want, love for love again. It's hard that I like you so well and you not me again. The last town I come to sits out on the lonely sea, the very place she said she would not give her heart to me. Oh, it's love for love that I do want, love for love again. It's hard that I like you so well and you not me again. Oh, and it's comfort for the comfortless, honey for the bee. But all I've got's this winding road laced with your memory. All right. Maria, thanks for being here. I'm glad you liked that song. And thank you, Matt. That is a huge compliment. I really love albums. I'm an album person. I love to listen to an album front to back, and that's my way of listening to music. So that's definitely something that I labored over, was getting everything just right so that it flowed. And that really started with the songwriting process. I really wanted this work to be a whole. So, yeah. All right, this next song is another trad-inspired song. This is a song about a couple of birds. If you are familiar with my work, you know I like to write songs about animals. So we had the unfortunate story of the mouse earlier in the show, and now we've got a song about two birds. And I somehow, somewhere, pulled the idea of pairing this little song I wrote with a fiddle tune. And I went back and forth about how I was going to capture that in the studio, and it got to be pretty close to time to record, and I didn't really have a plan. So I asked Val, "Do you happen to know that old fiddle tune, Shove That Pig's Foot a Little Further into the Fire? And would you try maybe playing that on this song?" We didn't have a chance to rehearse it beforehand, and she was like, "Yeah, I know that tune," and she totally nailed it. So when you hear the record, you'll get to hear Val's sweet cello interpretation of the tune, Shove the Pig's Foot a Little Further into the Fire. Tradjacent. I love that. All right. One bird says to the other bird, "Will you be my buddy?" Other bird says to the one bird, "Yes, let's go play in the muddy." One bird says to the other bird, "I feel so fine and merry." Other bird says to the one bird, "Yes, let's go pick some berries." Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. One bird says to the other bird, "You sing so fine and sweet." Other bird says to the one bird, "Chirp, a chirp, a chirp, tweet, tweet, tweet." One bird says to the other bird, "The day is nearly done." Oh, the bird says to the one bird, "Let's have another one tomorrow. Have another one tomorrow." All right, here comes that fiddle tune. All right. Fiddle tune doo-doo-doos. Okay, so this next song, this is the title track from the album Palms to Pines. I had been writing songs, collecting songs for this new album for a couple of years. I put out my last album in 2018, and so most of the songs on this record were written 2018, 2019, and had been worked on a lot, and the arrangements very carefully, thoughtfully thought out. And then this song came out of nowhere, presented itself about 3 weeks before the recording session. And I was not planning really on writing another song for the record, but it just happened, and I decided it needed to be on the record. Emily Muir helped me work a lot on all of these songs. We talked a lot, and she listened a lot and gave ideas, and was such a help and a joy. And she listened to the song and decided, she concurred that it should be recorded for the record. And we talked amongst ourselves and thought like this would be a cool one for cello. But again, we didn't have time to rehearse it beforehand. So we had Val for the one day in the studio and recorded all of her songs that we had planned. And it was 45 minutes before the end of the day, and we were like, we have a little bit of time left, let's give it a shot. And Val listened to a demo that I had recorded once in the studio, and then we ran down and recorded me on ukulele, her on the cello, playing live together. And it was a totally magical experience. These beautiful sounds came out of Val's cello. And it's definitely one of my favorite elements of this recording, is our interplay on that song. So this is the guitar version, but please go listen to the recording. Leaves blow on top of the snow. It's 23 degrees outside. We skipped the fall, no cleanup at all. Pulled the blankets up and stayed inside. The beach sang and called out our names. We couldn't help but listen. So we flew, and the next thing we knew, we were right where we had been missing. We don't belong here. We're from the old East Coast. We stayed here, this place where we feel the most. Sea spray in the heat of the day, water's warm and foamy. We're smiling, feeling high, and I don't want you to let go of me. Smell of sunscreen, fresh mangosteen we picked up at the market. We sit and watch the sunset. I'm not ready for the dark yet. We don't belong here. We're from the old East Coast. We stayed here, this place where we feel the most. Just like that, the present is past, though we savored every second. It's time, the palms turn to pines, and the winter wind, it beckons. We So we'll stay here, this place that we love the most, place where we built our home. All right. Got just a couple more. We're on track 11 of 12 now. I did want to just say thank you so much to Passim for hosting me. Again, it just means so much to get to share these new songs through Passim. Passim is such an amazing organization, so much more than a folk club. They do so much to support folk musicians and support community. They've created their own community, and I'm so honored to be a part of it. They do amazing things. So if you are able to buy a ticket for tonight's show, part of the money goes to me, part of the money goes to them. And we really, folk fans, folk people, the world needs Passim to continue to exist. So if you can give. They do amazing things with the money, in addition to the Pear Fund that Rachel talked about. The Iguana Music Fund is one of their initiatives, and it funds projects that musicians are working on. And this album was a recipient of the Iguana Music Fund last year, the 2020 fund. So this album came to be in part due to Passim and their financial support. So I will forever be appreciative of that, and I'm just happy that Passim is a part of my life. So thank you to them, and thank you to all of you for being here tonight. This is a little song that I wrote about those thoughts that sort of creep in when you're lying in bed and you can't sleep. It's called My Thoughts. I'm such a creative song titler. I can be alone with my thoughts, oh, I can be alone with my thoughts. I don't need a hit or a pill, I don't need a beer or a shot. But every now and then I find I get stuck inside my mind. Often when I am in bed, I should be sleeping instead. I can be alone with my thoughts, although my thoughts can be a lot. I can be alone with my thoughts, oh, I can be alone with my thoughts. That's my thoughts. All right, so we're down to the last track, and not to be anticlimactic, but I can't really perform this last song as you hear it on the record. It was really sort of a studio creation. Lauren Balthrop and Emily Moran sing vocals with me, and we've got things panning back and forth and weaving in and out in different parts at the same time. And so there isn't a great way I could think of to present it as you hear it on the record. So I'm going to send you off with this last track as a little lullaby. featuring me and this little music box. If you haven't seen these, it's a little music box, and you can punch out. This is a scroll that has notes in it, and you'll hear it sounds like music. It's very cool. So I'll leave you with that little piece. But once again, just thank you so much for being here. I'm so happy to have this album out in the world, and so happy to be sharing it with all of you. Thank you to everybody who tuned in tonight to be here with me. I wish I could see you all and hug you all after the show, but know that I can feel you all here. So thank you. And here we go. This is called And Maybe. All right. Life is planting up our seeds, nurture, water, feed, rip out all the weeds, and maybe something grows someday. We wish that it would stay, but we know that it will wither away, away, away. All right, that's the record. Thank you all so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. And thanks again for Passim hosting. It means so much.
That was Dave Richardson. Definitely go check out his new record. It's called Palms to Pines. Thank you so much, Dave, for playing it from front to back. It was such a treat to have you and hear the record live. And I especially loved the music box. That was such a sweet way to end the set. So guys, go support Dave. Go listen to the record, daverichardsonfolk.com, or you can go to his Bandcamp where they are giving 100% of the proceeds to artists. So definitely check that out. I will drop the link once more in the comment section. Just thank you all so much for showing up and for listening and commenting. It's been really fun getting to read the comments of everybody who has such a wonderful connection to Dave and to Passim, and big thanks to Val for stopping by. It's always great to see everyone, even though we're all so far apart virtually. If you enjoyed the stream, please consider making a donation to support both Dave and Club Passim. The suggested donation is $18, but anything helps. Passim.org/stream is where you can find that. Let me get that Dave Richardson Bandcamp link for all of you folks so you can go and enjoy Palms to Pines after this. Thank you again for tuning in, everyone. We hope to see you here again soon. Tomorrow we've got Julian Vellard, and that will be here on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're tuning in to. It will be right here. So we hope to see you guys again, and we hope you have a wonderful night. Good night, everybody.